the Department of Home Affairs. Staying with the Timothy Omotoso story now, they've now confirmed that Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso will not be allowed back in South Africa, and that is for the next 5 years. Omotoso is expected to fly out of Tambo International Airport this afternoon. Our reporter Hasina Gori, who has been at the airport, has more for us. Let's take a look.
Dressed in a khaki hoodie and dark shades, Timothy Omotoso quietly left South Africa. Thus, after his application for his visa and his legal status in the country was rejected, he was arrested last week or 2 weeks ago in East London for the contravention of the Immigration Act. This comes after his acquittal on almost 90 charges, which included that of rape, human trafficking, as well as racketeering. That case that gripped the country for almost 8 years came to a halt when the judge presiding officer decided that there was not enough evidence to have a successful conviction on Timothy Omotoso, an evangelist, a pastor from Nigeria who was accused of using his church to sexually assault some of his congregants. To bring in and to get more on this, I want to ask Sia from Home Affairs. Thank you so much. We were here at the airport earlier. We saw Timothy Omotoso leaving or going into international departures. We're told he will then be embarking on the next leg of his journey, that's to Lagos, Nigeria. As the Home Affairs, what can you confirm and explain and expand to us on the process that we are seeing unfold here?
No, thank you very much for the opportunity. Yes, indeed, we did see him leave from here at the Tambo International. He has also gone through immigration processes. I would just like to read you the statement that we have prepared in relation to his departure. The Department of Home Affairs would declare Omotoso as an undesirable person after he leaves the country. The Department of Home Affairs has noted the departure of Timothy Omotoso from South Africa to Nigeria from Tambo International earlier this afternoon. This comes after the Minister of Home Affairs rejected an application submitted by Omotoso in terms of Section 87 of the Immigration Act that sought to overturn an earlier decision of the department to declare Omotoso a prohibited person.
I just want to stop you right there and ask you, what does it mean to be an undesirable person in the context of the Home Affairs?
What it means then is that once he receives the notification which he did get at immigration, he is not allowed to return to the country for a period of 5 years. When that period of a ban expires, he then needs to write to the department asking that that prohibition be uplifted. At that point, the department will consider the application depending on the information and the motivation that he would have presented at the time. So at the moment, he is not allowed or permitted to return to the country for a period of 5 years.
We know there's parallel processes that are taking place. There's an appeal that's currently being done by the NPA to overturn that acquittal that took place earlier this year. What happens in that? I know it's not your department, but what happens in that section if that is overturned and that they are then granted leave to appeal?
Well, the NPA, which is the organization that intended to appeal, would be best placed to look to answer those questions, because I'm certain that they would have considered all of the implications of this gentleman leaving today. So the NPA would be best placed to respond to that question.
Thank you so much. That was Sia speaking to us here at Tambo International Airport, where we saw Timothy Omotoso, a Nigerian pastor, leaving into the international departures, where he's meant to board a flight that will go to Nigeria, Lagos. I want to bring in as well Stephen from Immigrations. Let's speak more on what was the process we saw taking place from Home Affairs. We've understood it's an undesirable person and it's prohibited, but let's go back to when he was arrested 2 weeks ago. What was that arrest for, and how does that link to today's actions?
No, thank you very much for the opportunity, and good afternoon, and to your viewers as well. So the South African immigration authorities realized that Omotoso doesn't have a legal status in the country, and it's for that reason that we are in effect an arrest last week Saturday in East London. And the reason why we affected that arrest was simply because the person did not have a status in the country. We took him to court, and we realized that the court was not on our side, simply on technical matters, where our understanding is that there's still not the correct decision taken by the court. But we are very excited that Omotoso decided upon himself that he needs to leave this country. It would not have stopped. Even if he had stayed longer, we would have come back at him. And I would also maybe just make this point that this is not the first and the last that we will do. We will go after everyone who has, disrespect the immigration laws. So we arrived here at our Tambo this morning, and we had to take him through the immigration processes. What we found on being processed is that he's already on the Home Affairs stop list, as we have been saying, but we had to make sure that we're issuing him the ban that we say that you don't come back to South Africa for the next 5 years, and that ban would, as the statement indicated, will be upheld until another time when that 5 years is expired. So that is what we've been managing with his departure this morning.
And should he try and attempt to come into the country, what is the process that will be alerted to ensure he doesn't come in and we don't see him? As you said, he was on a list before, already on a stop list, and he managed to still be in the country.
Well, what is going to happen when he wants to come back to the country in the next 5 years? Soon as he decided to travel from wherever in the world coming here, that list will alert us that he is on his way here. So we do have advanced passenger processing that will indicate to the airlines that this person is not allowed to come into South Africa. So it will only be the airlines who will have to ensure that he doesn't get boarded and come into the country. If they do, there's a penalty that we issue to the airlines. But he will not be coming back in the next 5 years.
Thank you so much. That was Stephen from Immigrations at the Department of Home Affairs, just explaining to us the process that took place, saying that when they did process Omotoso at Immigrations, they found that he was on a stop list. This current ban that he will now be put on will ensure that for the next 5 years he will not be allowed into the country. That is this, in spite of a parallel process that is taking place. That is a different matter and will be then ventilated by the Department of the National Prosecuting Authority to get more insight and to understand what happens with that appeal process that is currently underway and what that would mean now that Timothy Omotoso is out of the country. But for now, I'm Hasina Gori, coming to you from the Tambo International Airport here in Ekurhuleni.